When you're working as a fitness professional, you must have a training agreement. You can call it your terms of service, whatever you like. You've got to have this. You've got to have a set of conditions that make it very, very clear what your client can expect from you and then what you expect from them. And this is really important. So when you're going into this business relationship, you're on the same page. And before the client even lumps down the money and commits to working with you, they need to agree to this first. So this is just a small example of what you could utilize as part of your agreement, your terms of service. So in here it says, welcome aboard. With the help and support of your personal trainer, you will improve your goals faster, safer, and with optimal results. Now, obviously you can swap that word around. You could put personal trainer, you could change to coach, therapist, whatever you want to be. In order for you to maximize your progress, it will be necessary for you to follow guidelines during supervised and, if applicable, unsupervised training days. Exercise, sleep, healthy eating, and other lifestyle behaviors are equally important. So your personal trainer will be encouraging you to become healthy in all areas that constitute good health and fitness. So what we're doing here is we're just laying the groundwork there to make them aware that it's not just turning up and training with me. There's going to be some other background work that I want you to commit to as well. During your exercise program, every effort will be made to ensure your safety. However, as with any exercise program, there are risks, including cardiorespiratory complications and musculoskeletal injuries. In volunteering for this program, you agree to assume responsibility for these risks and waive any responsibility for personal damage. You also agree to your knowledge you have no limiting physical conditions or disability that would preclude an exercise program. So what we mean by this is you need to take some responsibility for your safety. And if there's anything you feel I should know at this stage, you need to tell me. By signing below, you accept full responsibility for your own health and well-being, and you acknowledge and understanding that no responsibility is assumed by your personal trainer. Again, switch out that word to whatever you want to use. It is recommended that you work with a personal trainer 3 times a week. However, due to scheduling conflicts and financial considerations, a combination of supervised and unsupervised workouts is possible. So again, that final little line there, I'm just letting my clients know that ideally, I want you working 3 times a week with me. If you're only going to commit to 2, there's going to be some extra work I'm going to be giving you. So that could be the home program. It could be that, they're scheduling a run, playing a sport, wherever it may be. And then I've just outlined 4 clear items on what we call the terms of service. Personal training sessions that are not rescheduled or cancelled 24 hours in advance will result in forfeiture of the session and a loss of the financial investment at the rate of 1 session. That means that if they text you that morning saying, I can't come, something's come up, they lose that session. This is why you have to take payment in advance. Think about it as they've purchased a theatre ticket, and that is now non-refundable. Now, actually, this is actually a little bit more kind of than that, because we're saying we just need 24 hours notice, because then we can maybe move things around, juggle things a bit. But what we don't want is people cancelling on the day. We have a business to run. Whatever happens with regard to their responsibilities, as harsh as it sounds, it isn't your problem. You have bills to pay. You've got your own children to feed. You can't be using your discretion constantly every time somebody texts you. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, when I start introducing this into my terms of service, cancellations immediately stopped. Prior to this, they were a regular occurrence. People would text in the morning just because they're tired, not feeling very well, just not really up for it today, or other things are taking priority. But when they know they're going to forfeit the money for that session, that changes things. They'll start prioritizing you, which is you want them to do this. And it's better for them. It's not just for you, it's for them. They're going to get the results if they keep coming. Clients arriving late will receive the remaining scheduled session time, unless other arrangements have been previously made with the trainer. Another really important one. Everybody has got their own interpretation of what late is. To me, being late is not turning up at the time you say you will turn up to. really obvious to me. That's not the case for everybody. Some people are like, oh, I was only 5 or 10 minutes. That's not late. To me, that's still late. And what a lot of customers will expect, well, not a lot, but there will be a minority of customers will just assume that you'll just bolt that on to the end of the session. No, you shouldn't have to, particularly if you've got another client waiting. You can't. You'll be, the whole day will be out of whack. So get that in place and that'll massively improve their punctuality. The expiration policy requires completion of all purchased personal training sessions within 90 days of purchase. Personal training sessions are void after this time period. Another important one to have in there, if they buy a block of sessions off you and something happens, they get hurt, they get ill, or work gets really busy and they just say, oh, I need to have a break for a bit. You don't want them coming back in 6 months' time or 12 months' time or 2 years' time, 5 years' time going, I want to finish off my sessions now. Because you just don't know what might be going on with your life. You might have moved to a different venue. You might have given up PT. You might be doing something completely different. Your prices may have doubled by then. So you don't want to be spending time working with this particular client. So you have to have a cutoff date. And again, don't forget, this is in there for them. What's the point in them spreading these sessions out over God knows how many months or years? They need to do them within the agreed time frame to get the results and for you to operate a sustainable business. Number 4, no personal training refunds will be issued for any reason, including but not limited to relocation, illness, and unused sessions. Again, whatever happens in their life, it's not your problem. You've got your own family to think about. And then at the bottom there, participant name, signature date. Now, I often get a question, I'm sure someone will write this in the comments or something somewhere. What about if your client doesn't agree to those terms of service? Well, I've been doing this for years. I've never once have had anybody oppose it. Not once, not one single time has anyone ever said, oh, that's a bit out of order, I'm not going to sign that. They all say, yep, that all sounds very reasonable, and they sign it. Because don't forget, at this point, they are motivated. They really want to get results. So they're like, yeah, I'm not going to cancel anything. I'm definitely not going to be stretching these sessions out over a long period of time. I'm never going to be late. I am motivated. So you've got that in writing, signed, dated. None of this is to trip anybody up. This is so that you can operate a sustainable business that gets your clients good results. And if you don't have a terms of service in place, you will likely damage your relationship with your client later on, which you don't want. You want to have good relationships with your customer.